practicals on it. Today, let's move a little bit, few minutes about the Docker Compose itself. So you might have a doubt. You might have a doubt that, sir, in containers we have set up so many applications, right? We have set up Tomcats, we have set up HTML, we have set up, we can set up Python, we can set up any kind of applications. Right? So we have set up a lot of applications. But have you ever thought how to do load balancing? Remember our AWS topic? Remember our AWS topic? So what we did, we have launched the EC2 instances and we set up a load balancer, right? So have you thought that let's take any application, so we need to have a load balancer. So can you just think about it and then tell me your thoughts? How do we set up this concept in containers? Think. Think. Tell how. Oh, okay, I was fused out. Saban was asking what is load balancer. Then I understand he's not from AWS, right? Yeah. So, Barav, you tell me first what I'm asking. Okay. So what we can do is, Nana, there is no direct load balancer concept in Docker. Okay. So it's all about the containers that we create. We have a concept called high availability. That is separate thing that we will be learning it. But here, correct with it, that we will learn that separately. But what we do here is we can do some gimmick here. See here. Guys, I'm talking about, don't talk about EC2 load balancer. Okay, I'll create a load balancer, I'll create EC2, inside it I'll create a container, and then I'll send like this. Okay, good. That you can do it, yes or no? We can launch EC2 instances here. But the thing is, you can have only one. So how can you have containers here in the second machine? Think. You can create the containers here itself, right? Docker run. And here also you get the same container. Think, I want you to trigger your mind. Here also you create a container, here also you create the same container with same application, right? With the same port number. Suppose here you have Tomcat 8080. Can you set up Tomcat in the container? Here also you set up the Tomcat 8080. And can you join these two EC2 instances, do the health checks for Tomcat? These are all, you understand what I'm talking about? This is those who have AWS knowledge, they'll be doing all these things. But this one is a normal thing that we use. So we will talk more about from the container point of view. So from container point of view, yes, correct, Joseph. From container point of view, what we can do is, user is here. We'll create one container here. Remember what is the load balancing application or software that we use? Nginx. Nginx will also work as a load balancer or not? Guys, Nginx, I told you, Nginx work as a web server also. Nginx will work as a reverse proxy also. Nginx will work as a load balancing also. I showed you with web server also. I showed you with reverse proxy in Linux. And today, now we'll be doing with what? Load balancing. So with Nginx, we can go with what? Load balancing. This is a very common thing and it is very helpful in the real time. Right? Okay. So what we do is here, we'll set up a container. What is this? This is a container. What is on here? This is a container. And what we set up here, we'll set up a Nginx load balancer. Because we don't have AWS load balancer here, no? So that's why we are setting up our own load balancer with the help of Nginx. Got it? And here you create a container. Will you install the Nginx manually? Will you install the Nginx manually? No. Nginx image is already available in GitHub. What we do? Pull. What we do? Pull. We'll pull the Nginx. Software will be available on the image. And from there, can you create a container or not? You create a container. But the only thing what we need to do in Nginx is there is something called nginx.configuration file. What's that? Do you remember nginx.conf file? Guys, nginx.conf file. So we need to set up this nginx.conf file, however we need. Inside this, I need to set up what? Load balancing code I need to set up. What I need to set up? Load balancing code I need to set up. I need to set up what? Load balancing code. So that meaning I'll be downloading my Nginx file, I'll keep it in my host machine. And then write a Docker file to copy this Nginx to my container Nginx, some particular directory. Remember, we did the same thing. For Apache, we have done so many things, copy option, right, in Docker. Getting it? Online, getting it? So I'll maintain this, I'll have my nginx.conf file with required code, I'll keep it. And then what I do? I use a copy command or copy component, I'll push it into this container. Guys, if you have a load balancer, what we need to have in the backend, we need to have backend the machine also with application running or not. Here is it machine or containers? Let's go with what here? 3 containers. What is this? 3 containers. I call it as backend 1. Container name is backend 1. This one is backend 2, and this one is backend 3. Inside this container, what I have? I have my application. What I have? Application. Does the Nginx need to have application? No, right? Whatever Nginx will do, Nginx will do the load balancing. Nice, no? The brothers, huh? Online. Try to observe this diagram. Try to process your mind something. Try to process. Everything in one EC2. Everything is in one EC2. We created, no, that is a container. All these are containers only. This is container, this container, and this container. Yes, this is also a container. This is a project architecture. Now I want you to think what all the things is needed for this. Think. And we use Docker Compose for this. What is the purpose of Docker Compose? To create multiple. So all these multiple containers will create through Docker compose. So we need to write docker-compose.yml. I don't want to tell you. You tell me what are the things I need. Take your time. Take a couple of minutes. Yes, Nginx should talk to the backend. Proceed. Tito micro is fine. Let's go. We need to create a Docker file. What? We need to create a Docker file for whom? Good. So Docker file for Nginx. So we'll write a Docker file for Nginx, and then we need to have Nginx.conf file with us already, right? With us already, and Nginx should be exposed. Okay. What is the logic in the Docker file? What's the logic we'll put? So we'll say base image is Nginx colon what we do latest image. Next, we need to run which one? So not run, yeah. Which one? Copy, no. So we need to copy which one? Nginx.conf file to our container path. Yes or no? .t somewhere we need to copy. Okay. After this, we need to expose which one? Port 80. Because user will talk to whom first? Nginx. That means your port number should be always default port number 80. And then we use cmd command to start what? Nginx. Docker file is ready for Nginx. Next, what we need? We need what? Docker compose. Right? Docker compose.yml. So we need to go with the docker compose.yml. And then here, what are the things we need to do? We need to, what we need to do? We need to create the containers or not? How many containers I need to create total? Total 4. Because I'm not creating this Nginx also manually. I'm going with what? Docker compose. How many containers I'll go for it? 4 containers. Each container I'll be exposing into different port numbers. So this application is there. And by the way, what application is this? I'm going with what? Python application. Guys, do you worry about the application, how this is written? No. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the image from some other guy. I'm calling that image, which has the image Python inside it. So we are not building the image here. Okay. Okay, fine. So we are building the image only for whom? For Nginx. Okay. Yeah. It's not very difficult. Okay, ma. Understood? So here we write a Docker compose, and then in the Docker compose, what we need? So remember, in Docker compose, we write services. We write services, and what are the services that will run? So one is Nginx, and Nginx, we will build a image. We'll build an image and we'll create a container. What is that? What we need to here? Build image, and then what? Create container, and then expose port number on what port number 80. Port number 80. And like this, and I need to create one more. How many containers total I need to create? 3 more. 3 more. So I call it as backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. And each backend, so I call it as here backend 1. Okay. In this backend 1, I use the image. Which image? I use some Python image from other guy. Okay. And then also here I'll write a container name. What's the container name? Backend 1. Okay. And then I'll expose this to some port number. Let's say, for example, can I expose this port number, this one to 5000 here? And this one 5001. This one 5002. But this one should be 8. Okay. Please try to observe this once. Get it in your brain, and then we'll start doing this. Nice project, no? Online, please try to analyze the architecture. If you try to analyze the architecture, anything you can set it up, anything you can use it. Let me know once done. Done, huh? Super. Then what I do is, I already wrote everything for you. Okay. First, what we need to do is, let's go with the first one. What we need to set up? We need to set up a Docker file first of all. We need to set up a Docker file. Let's go and write a Docker file first of all. For that, what I need to have first? I need to have one EC2 instance, right? Let's go and launch EC2 instance first. As this is lightweight, T2 micro is still fine, okay? But if you're putting big applications, then you need to increase the size. Then I go with what? 730. And I go with how much GB? 10. Because we are downloading images, right? So let's go and launch. If you don't increase the storage, sometimes your Docker service itself will not work. It says insufficient. Containers will not be created. Okay. So what's the first thing? Okay, host name, cdl set hyphen host name. What is that? Docker. Sudo hyphen I. We need to install the Docker. Install Docker. After installing Docker, what we need to do? Start the Docker. Slowly you're becoming experts on Docker. The confidence you should have. Tell me the command. Systemctl start the Docker. Okay, now. So first what we do, we write a Docker file first. vi docker file. Okay, what is the first thing that we do? We need to get the base image or not? What's the component? From which one? Nginx latest. Now, if you don't know the image name, from where do you go and search? Docker Hub. Go and search in Docker Hub, the Nginx, you will get the name. And then here, what we do is, once you download the Nginx.latest, all the Nginx predefined configuration will come there in that container. Yes or no? In that image? Yes or no? But what I'm doing is, I want to remove that. Nginx.conf file will be there. No, I want to remove that first. Because I'll copy my Nginx there, right? So for that reason, what's the command here? Run command. What's that? Run component. And then I use what here? Remove. Which one? /etc in Nginx. I have something called conf.d. Inside that, I have something called default.conf file. What's that? Default.conf file. So what I'm doing here? Removing the default.conf file. After that, what we do? I'll copy my Nginx.conf file into that particular directory. What's the component I use here? Copy. Which one? Nginx.conf. But we should have Nginx.conf first of all. Let me write and then we'll create it. Nginx.conf. And where you want to copy? /etc Nginx where conf.d. So we are removing the default.conf and putting my Nginx.conf in that directory. And then simply what we do next? Expose. Which one? 80. And service. When the container starts, then I go with what? CMD. CMD. So we need to use something here. Nginx. Right? And then do you remember the foreground concept? So we can use -g here. And then I go and say that daemon off. Okay. Okay. Please try to analyze this code. What? Daemon off. That's correct. Syntax is correct. Hold on. Guys, why I say here Docker? So I gave the explanation here. See, this command. We are starting the Nginx. This is used to keep Nginx running in the foreground when running inside a Docker container. So whenever you create a Docker container, so this Nginx, this command will help you to run in the foreground. So why the daemon is off? So by default, Nginx run everything as a background process, but we need to bring it front end or not? I mean, foreground or not? So in Docker container, the main process must stay in the foreground. Why? Because you want the container to keep it alive. If you went into the background, then what will happen? Container will be stopped or in exit mode. So if Nginx run as a daemon, Docker thinks the container has exited. For that reason, we are setting the daemon as off. Then it will consider. So setting daemon off prevents it from running in the background, keeping the container alive. And by the way, I took it from that GPT. Don't worry that how you need to write every Docker file for every requirement. The code will be there. But what you need to analyze the code. See, I'm telling you, not only this, still in the Terraform also, in Kubernetes, everything, the code line, commands are available. You should know how to use it. Simple as that. Okay? Is it clear? This one is clear? Online? So what we do here, we will save it. What we did here, we saw this. We write from Nginx latest, and then run remove, and then copy our Nginx, and then expose, and we started this. So now we need to have our Nginx configuration file or not? See, please see this. I will not be writing. This is the default Nginx conf that we have, but we need to write something called upstream. What is that? Because our Nginx will be acting as a load balancer now, right? If you want your Nginx to be working as a load balancer, you need to write this code called upstream. Upstream servers are nothing but these three are upstream servers. And what is the name I have given? Backend 1. Backend 1 is nothing but the container name. What's that? And backend 2 is container 2. Backend 3 is container. Backend 1, container 1 is running on which port number? 5000. Second one, 5000. Third one. So this is the and this part is the default part that you have it. Yeah. So should I just copy this and then create our Nginx file? Vi, which one? Nginx.conf. Okay. Save. Nginx is done. Next, what I need to write? What I need to write? What I need to write? Docker compose. So should we go write a Docker compose? And remember, all the files should be in the same directory. All the files should be inside the same directory. Okay. Vi docker-compose.yml. Okay. Version. Which version? 3. You can put 3.8, whichever the Docker compose version it is. Okay. Next, what I need to write? Services. What do you write? Services. Okay. What is the first service? Nginx. So what's your? Very good. Which one? Online. What is the first thing? Nginx. What is that? Nginx. No, for Nginx, what I need to do is Nginx, I created a Docker file. From Docker file, what we do? We build it, right? So in yesterday's Docker compose file, what I wrote, I directly created the containers. But Docker compose will also help you to build the image also. Build the image. So how do we do it? So here I need to write something called what? Build. Where is your Docker file? In the current directory. So I need to put dot. Got it? And we need to give the container name. So container underscore name. What's the container name? I call it as Nginx load balancer. And then I need to export the ports. What is syntax? Ports. And then here I need to write what? 80:80 is my host port and container port is 80. Clear? And then I'm writing something, another thing here. We call it as depends on. What is that? Depends underscore on. Depends on. I'm writing here. Backend. Which container? Backend 1, backend 2, and then backend 3. Okay. I'll write. Let's create a container. What's the name of the container? Backend 1. So backend 1, and then here image. So I told you that I'll be taking image from someone else, right? So there is an image already. A Python app image. It was really interesting, so that's why I'm taking it. Image, and what's the container name? Actually, this is service name, backend 1. Container name is what? I call it as what? Backend 1. And we are exposing what port here? 5000. Now, see this. I need to write the same backend 2, and then 3. I'll be writing it, but try to analyze the code till here. So now you understand what is depends on meaning. Depends on meaning. This piece of code will not execute first. First it will execute backend 1, this service, backend 2, backend 3. Then only this service will start. Vivek, the first one is we are exposing the port to the customer. What is the port we are exposing? 80. But that's why we are giving host port and then container port. But this one is a container that we are creating inside the host machine. So that do I need to expose that? I'll just expose only 5000. Do we need any port mapping? Not required. So that's why I'm not mapping here. That's why I wrote here expose. Docker version engineering. Okay. Similarly, what I need to do? I need to write for backend 2. Say image, and then see what was that? I copied, huh? And then nice, no? I didn't copy it. Container name is what? Backend. Again 2. Expose and which port number? 5000. So 5001. And then we go for backend 3. And then image. Achha. I call this backend 3. Port number 2. Guys, please try to analyze this code. Exactly, Kalyani. First depends on meaning. First it will create the backend containers, then it will create then it will build the Nginx image, and then it will create the container with that image. Automation, guys. Please see it. Before that, did we install Docker Compose? Did we install? No? Remind me. That is Docker Compose version, Dinesh. You can take 3 also, 8 also based on the Docker version. As you understood? Compose file? Huh? I went a little bit deeper here because if I just write only how to create a containers, so it's not good, right? For that reason, I went and then try to put here how to build the image using the Docker Compose also. Let me explain again, okay? Guys, this is the Python image that I took it from some other repository. Okay, Vivek. Okay, see here. Now version, this is the Docker version, Docker Compose version. And then what are we writing? These are all the services. What are the services here? Nginx is one service, backend 1 is one service, backend 2, and backend 3. So in the first service, Nginx, what I'm doing first, build. What I'm doing? Build. So basically build here, I said build dot. That meaning what? Docker file is there inside the same directory. And then Nginx first, it will what it do? It will build it. And then what will happen with that build image? It will create a container called container name is Nginx-load balancer. And it will expose the port 8080. But this service will run faster? No. Because I have given a condition here called depends on. Depends on meaning first it will execute backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. Then it will go and put it in. It will this service Nginx will run. It will create the image and it will create the container. Guys, once the Nginx container got created, in Docker file I have given our Nginx.conf file. There in the conf file, what I have given? Backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. So the user will hit first our Nginx. So Nginx.conf file will get read or not? Nginx.conf file, what it says? It is saying that Babu upstream servers are backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. So the request will be taken from the customer, from the user to the Nginx. Nginx will send the request to first server, next to second server, next to third server. So now the load balancer will happen or not? Yes or no? Now tell me, these 3 containers are exposing to the host machine, huh? Yes or no? These 3 containers are exposing to the host machine or not? Answer is no. Which one is exposing to the host machine? Only the Nginx. On which port number? 80. So these are just the containers that I've created inside it. And Nginx is the container that I'm, right? Nginx is the container that I created automatically, and it is exposing and is mapping to the host port as 80. These are just the backend containers. And this is the Nginx container, which is mapping to the host port as 80. Now got it? It will take a little bit time to process. But is it clear? So now what I do? Should I save this? Okay. So before that, I need to install what? Where is that? Docker Compose. vi dc dot. Which one? Okay. See that here. Online, is this clear? Online? Can I get the confirmation, please? Everyone, please. Offline, clear for you? Huh? Online, everyone, please. So guys, I wrote everything with my hand. There might be a situation where we'll get a syntax error. If it's not working, we'll copy paste it. Okay. Let's not waste the time. So what's the command to run my Docker Compose? Docker Compose up minus D. Let's go. Docker Compose up minus. Can you tell me if I hit Docker Compose up minus D? First, what it will create? What it will create? Exactly. Online, tell me. It will create what? Backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. First, it will create the backend containers. Then it will create. Then what will happen? Build will happen. Fantastic, guys. Now I'm confident that you understood. Next, what will happen? Build will happen. So after the build, what will happen? Nginx container will create it, and then port 80 will be exposed. Actually, this is the logic. Ready? It is pulling that image. Guys, backend containers are created. Now what is doing? It is building the Nginx. See? That's what has happened. Okay, don't worry, this is warning. First, what we can do, we are actually what we are doing, we are Docker Compose up minus D, we are creating. So first, it is better always to go with Docker Compose build, because we have given the build option, no, in the Compose file. So first you build it, and then what you do, then you can, or else you can do up hyphen build. This is also fine. So what is the command here to see the containers? Very good. Docker Compose PS. You see what is created? Backend 1 on 5000, backend 2 on Python 2, backend 3 on 5000, I mean 1 and 2, and the Nginx load balancer got created, and the port mapping is happening 8 to 80. So my application is deployed or not? One shot. The entire mantra is with Docker Compose file. Now if I try to access, I should get my application. Hope so. So I take this, and then port number 8. Going to put the 80 here? Not required. If you put 2, don't put 2, both are same. Let's go. Fantastic. Guys, Python and Flask demo application. Do you see here monitor? You click on monitor. This is your real-time monitoring of your machine. This will increase. See, this is a dynamic, this application. This how many disk reads are happening, disk writes are happening. See, now it is increasing. 2.2. Now CPU is 0. Memory is this. How many network sent and received? Guys. Right? Got it? Understood. Don't worry about the application. Application we took it from. So developers will develop and they will give it to you. Right? So our thing is we'll take that and then we will deploy. Everyone understood how to deploy? Now see this once. You should be able to understand everything. Now you understand the architecture. Got it? No? All clear? So just in case if one of the container goes down in the back, application will still work or not? Should we make it down? Just for fun? Huh? What we do? Docker PS hyphen. Yeah. So don't stop Nginx. Nginx is the entry point, right? Don't do it. So stop one of the backend container. Let's say backend 3. This is container ID. So what is it? Docker stop. Okay. If you do Docker PS, so this one is in exit state. So backend 3 is stop. So still working? Still working? Guys, it is still working. Stop which one? 2 also. Rajesh, stop another one. Why you want to stop first of all? Okay. Docker stop. Still working? Still working? Guys, how many containers are there now at the moment? We have only one container. One is Nginx and one is backend 1. If you stop that one also, nothing will work. Guys, you understood? As you're all my AWS students, for that reason, I want to relate how we deploy in AWS. You can deploy the same way also here in the containers. So this project, no one will tell. Just to relate our my AWS skills here. Clear this project? Online? Clear? Okay. There is one more project, but I'm not telling you you should be doing it. Let me explain and then okay. Okay. So till now what we did, we deployed using the Python application again. So here one more Docker load balancing with Python application using what? Nginx. So Python application. Guys, previously I directly took the image from some other guy, but this time we will develop the application, we will build it, we will create the image. With that image, we'll create the backends. See the difference? So what I have shown you here is for today. So I showed you directly bringing the image and creating the container. What is the only build that I have done? Nginx. Only Nginx containers, the build I have done. Rest all I took directly from the image, some other image or not. But this time, so we will create a, so see here, vi app.python. Let's create a small Python file. So guys, you can copy paste this code. And what it's showing is it is just returning hello from container name or container ID. What will display? It will not display all your nice big application. I'm just putting hello world, right? Because you should know how to develop Python. Are you a developer to develop this? No. So for that reason, I'm just putting one small Python script here. So what it says, hello from socket.get hostname. Hostname meaning from whichever the container it is responding, it will print the container ID or container name. Guys, if you open the application, what will show? Hello from and then container name. That's it. Okay. So do you all answer? Create one Python file. And then for to run this Python file, what we have, we need to install what? Flask. Say that. We need to install what? Flask. So for that, what we do is, the best thing in real time, what we do is, you will not be mentioning the Docker file to install Flask. Simply, you create one small text file. You create a small text file. What is that? Requirement.txt. And then write whichever the software that you want to install here. You want to install Flask, or you want to install something else. Everything you can write it here. So what I'm installing here? Flask. Okay. Next, what we do is, we'll write a Docker file. What's the Docker file? Python from 3.9. What is here? What directory /app. And what we are copying? Copying requirement.txt to the current directory in the container and run install requirement.txt. That meaning pip install whatever is there inside requirement.txt, everything will install. And then whatever the code locally, whatever that code you have locally from current directory, will copy remote location current directory. I mean remote meaning your container current directory. And it is exposing using what? Okay. After that, what we do? Same our nginx.conf is there, no? Backend 1, backend 2, backend 3, nginx.conf file. And then what we do? We create a Docker compose. In Docker compose, what I'm doing? See here. Services. What is service name? And I'm pulling the nginx.latest. Container name is this. Port number is this. Okay. And then here, you remember volumes concept we learned? Guys, volumes. So I'm creating a separate volume here, and then I'm copying that whatever I have nginx.conf file to default.conf, and depends on backend 1, backend 2, backend 3. So backend 1 here. Am I using the image directly here? No. What I'm doing here now? Building it. Building meaning our Docker file will run or not? This Docker file. Guys, this Docker file will build or not? So this Docker file will build. For backend one, Docker file will build and will create a container. Docker file will build and will create another container. Same Docker file will build and will create another container. So guys, everything application should be same or not? Redundancy. And then you will have your application running. Will you try this project? Online? Okay, you understood now? Super. Online or clear? Till here, everyone? You can keep the port number same also. You can put the different port number. No problem at all. Guys, here all port numbers can be same or port numbers can be different up to you. But you have the host machine, right? Can I say this is the host machine? All the host machine? Host machine, nothing but whatever. EC2. The only thing is container port numbers can be anything, same or different. But when you're mapping to the host machine, it should be unique. You already map port 80, right? Can you map another port 80 in the host machine? No, you cannot. Okay, so Malika. Guys, is it clear? Understood? So when you do the practice, so you can clear this project. Clear? Online video permissions, can I move to the next topic? Or do you have any questions? Offline. Any questions? Sid. No. If Nginx down, then all of us what we do, get up and claps. If Nginx is down, obviously it will down. Okay? But everything is manual here or not? That's why we will not be using Docker for this kind of requirement. We'll be using what? Docker, Kubernetes. Which one? Otherwise, here we will be doing everything manual or not here. In Kubernetes, we can use AWS load balancer. In Kubernetes, we'll use what? AWS. Now tell me, if you're using AWS load balancer, will go down? No. But if you're using only container here in the Docker, there will be a chance that container might go down. Okay. Seven. In real time, we'll use Docker or Kubernetes, both. Depend upon the company. Online, can I move on? Okay. All right. So, guys, whatever, do you remember we created internet banking, mobile banking, and all these things, right? We created images, right? So what I want that all the images now here locally. We'll create images again, so that it will be HDFC wala. So that means what? First I need to install what here? Git, and then clone. I'll not be telling anything. You no CPU GC, ring it vendors. This is live actually, you know. CPU 100%. I did install Git. No, hey, see, this is a nice application, right? Huh? This is called monitoring. What? Monitoring only, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Do you remember that SDFC? No. SDFC. You can fork it if you want, huh? You only fork, huh? Okay. Git clone. Okay. So we go inside SDFC. Okay, you tell me, Macha. It's not me doing practical, sir. Okay. We create a Docker file for each and everything. I already wrote the Docker file, right? What I do is now simply let's copy those Docker file. This one only, no? Okay, let's go inside. Which one? Internet banking. Internet banking is there already. I need to create what? Docker file. Okay, I need the same Docker file in. Okay, I have a Docker file. So from, okay, we'll go inside again. Sorry. Internet banking. And I have the Docker file. So tell me the command. Let's build. Build and create an image. Docker, build, -t, internet banking. We give a tag, no? And then dot. Same thing. Okay. Okay. So we have done this. Let's not create container. I want images here only. Concept is only images. So let's do the same thing for. Okay. So concept here is, before while it's coming up, we are storing the images locally on the machine or not? Just in case if something goes wrong to my EC2 instance. Just in case something goes wrong with my EC2 instance. All my images are gone or not? All my images are gone or not? So instead of storing the images locally, where do we store the images safely? Docker Hub. So what we do, first I'll get the images and then I will push these images to Docker Hub. That is the concept. For that reason, I'm creating all the images. Okay, now. So go back and then what we do? CD. Which one? So before that, we'll copy, no? Copy which one? Internet banking. Which one? Docker file to mobile banking. And similar, mobile banking. And then which one? Insurance. And then loans. Okay, let's go CD. Mobile banking. Docker. We'll use that command now. Docker build. Here we'll say what? Mobile banking. So Malika, you're asking me or whom? Docker build -t mobile banking version 1. Done. So we need to do cd dot cd go where? Insurance. Okay, we'll do a Docker build. Here I call it what? Insurance. Okay, then we go for cd dot cd what? Loans. Loans. Why we need multiple Docker files? Same code. Code is not same. Code is not same because index.html is changed or not. One is mobile banking, another one is insurance, right? The index changes. Yes, Kalani. Just a second here. Okay. Okay, guys, see here now. What's the command to use the images? Docker images. Do you see this here? We have internet banking, mobile banking, insurances, loans. All these images are in the local machine or not? So just in case something goes wrong with the local machine, what will happen? My entire images are gone. So for that reason, what we do? We push the images to Docker Hub. So in order to push to it, so what we need to do? We need to first log in or not? We need to log in. What's the command to log in? Docker login. And then give your password. Guys, that is your Docker username and password. So now login succeeded or not? So what we do now? We need to push it. So before pushing it, it's always better to tag it. What is that? Always better to say it again. Always better to. So the command for tag is, say with me, Docker tag. Say that. Which is your image? Let's go one by one. Which image? Internet banking colon. V1 is important. Otherwise, it will not consider that. If you just say internet banking, it will not work because the tag what we have given is V1. So V1 tag I have given in the local, but I want to push this image to my Docker Hub. For Docker Hub, I want separate tag. So what is the tag I'm giving, right? It's always better to go with your username. Username slash, and you can give your image name. I call it as IEB internet banking hyphen image shortcut. Please see this command and then try to put in your mind. GitHub Docker Hub. And then different name. Got this? Everyone, is it clear? Okay, so tag it. So I tagged it, right? So how do you find out where is this tag? Saying again, Docker images. If it does Docker images, do you see? Tainer Riaz IB image. So this is the local one, and I have tagged it with another image here. Similarly, can I tag it for all the images now? Tell me the command. Docker tag. Okay, okay. Before the tagging it, first let us, and then we'll tag push. Tag push. It's the best thing for you. Okay. Now we already tagged it, right? So how do we push it? What's the command? Docker push. Which one you want to push? Tell me the whole image name. Yes, internet banking. No, not internet banking. We have already tagged it, right? So 1 second. Okay. So Docker push. What is the tag? Right. Trainer Riaz slash which one? IB image. Okay now. Please remember this command because we need to do this how many times? 3 more times. Okay. So let's go for it. Pushing up. Pushing. 45 MB, no? We should. Yes or no? So where should we go and check it now? Go to Docker Hub. Oh, by the way, yes. Guys, you can create, first you need to, what you need to do is you need to create a repository. What do you do? Just click on create repository and then your namespace and then give the repository name. And then everything will be inside your repository. Okay. First create repository. Okay. After that, do you see this here? Trainer area slash IB image. When it is pushed there? 1 minute ago. So that my image is stored here in my Docker Hub or not? Guys, yes or no? Okay. Now, so please create a repository called with your username. What is my username here? So what I did, create repository and then namespace trainer. Here also I call what it is trainer areas. And then public if you want, private if you want, you have to click on create it. So once you click on, so go with the private one because anyways you're logging in, right? So go with the private one. So I have created this. Just a second. Okay. So do you see the tag? This is the latest one or not? So 2 minutes. So this is my command to push it to this. Okay. So you all understood how to push the image to the Docker Hub. Now can you tell me the same thing? I'm going to do it multiple times. Tell me. So I already have Docker images. Okay, now tell me. Docker tag. Docker tag. So mobile banking colon v1 trainer. So you the repository name slash mb hyphen image. Okay. Next step. Docker push. Okay. Okay. Same thing. Docker tag. Next one is what? Insurance. To here I call it as what? Insurance image. And then Docker push insurance image. Okay. And the last one. Docker tag. Which one? Loans. Why I'm doing these many times? To make you habituate, right? And then Docker push logs. Got it now? So if I go here and then refresh this, and all these images will be 1 minute ago. Let's see. Do you see this, guys? So loan image less than a minute, insurance image, MB image, IB image. So all my images are stored safely in my Docker repository online. So guys, everyone clear online how to push your local Docker hub, local images to Docker hub? Any questions? Okay. Now what I do is, let us delete all the images locally. What is the command? Docker RMI hyphen F, no, forcefully. Dollar Docker images hyphen. Okay. So there is, okay, that too that we cannot, because it is running, containers are running, right? So that's why we cannot delete these two things. Okay, so now I have deleted all my images. Oh my god, I deleted the images locally. But my images are stored in the Docker hub or not? Now what I do? Pull. What's the command? Docker pull. Which one? Whichever you want. Trainer reas slash which one? IB hyphen image. Yes or no? Where do Docker images? I have the image. So can I pull whichever I want? Internet banking, mobile banking image, insurance image, everything I can pull it. Clear? Online. So today what we have done? Today what we have done? We went for with the project. So this one project in the Docker. So there is also another project I have given, Python project, right? And then what we learned? Docker hub. Docker login, creating the tags, and then Docker push and Docker pull. Will you able to do this? Online? We have class tomorrow, but morning 10:30. 10:30. Tomorrow we'll be talking about a super interesting topic. We call it as no. Tausif. Still Docker. You want topics? Docker Swarm. Which one? High availability concept. It's very simple. Docker Swarm, high availability. Docker Swarm will go. So Docker Swarm, how we have Jenkins master and slave. Similarly, here we also have Docker Swarm, where we have one master and then two slave. But we don't call it as master and slave. We can call it as Docker master and then worker nodes, or node 1, node 2 you can give. So what we can do is we can create the containers. And what it does is, if you create one container, say that, hey, replicate this container. Guys, here, okay, I can give tomorrow itself all the stuff. But the thing is here, we still have time now. There's nothing. Okay, we'll take tomorrow, no problem. Because what I thought is, but tomorrow we'll do the Docker Swarm, and the networking concept is also there. And then time permits, we'll take another project. Okay, tomorrow 3 topics. How to create Docker images for Angular, Java, React, Node.js, or Kuche. Guys, I showed you with HTML, I showed you with Python. Clearly, if you have the application, same, yeah, Abhishek, very good, same procedure. Here we are not here to write React.js, Node.js code. Rakesh, if you have the code somewhere, bring it, create a Docker file, and then build it, create a container. That is what we need to do. Okay. So tomorrow what we do is, please expect a little bit bigger slot, 10:30 to a little bit more, because tomorrow we'll go with Docker Swarm. It's few minutes only, and the networking concept will go with a few minutes. After that, we'll do the project. You know, right? I have a habit of integrating to Jenkins. So let us integrate our Docker to Jenkins. That's the project that we do tomorrow. Tomorrow will be super interesting, and do not miss the class at all. And if you complete, let's talk. We'll see tomorrow. Yeah. Copy paste. First of all, Lingarity, while I'm teaching, why you are doing practicals? First question.